No,
Affordability is a
the
liberal
term is the
progressive.
term is liberal, but he ran on bringing prices down on day one. That's affordability. That
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, and just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about the fact that Letitia James and James Comey both got off, and it appears to be because Donald Trump was using his position in the executive branch and seat of power to prosecute people vindictively. The MAGA base did not think that this was vindictive prosecution, even though they all said the same thing, which was, well, they did it to Trump, which by definition would be vindictive prosecution. Today, I'm here with MAGA enthusiasts and my co-host, the Honorable Dion Powell, to discuss this breaking news. It's not breaking by the time you hear it, but it's still very important. It shows how Trump and his base think and move and why they're making the decisions they make. But with no further ado, allow me to introduce my co-host, the Honorable Dion Powell. Dion?
Welcome to the party, pal. I'm District Leader Dion Powell out of the Bronx, New York. Like the man said, a MAGA guy, a consultant, and community organizer. So can't wait to be a part of this conversation this morning, very early.
Oh, well, we before this came out, we were talking about not promoting other people, but I do enjoy when Dion promotes himself. He's excellent at his job. So I will try to remember to put his information in the description box. But let us discuss Letitia James and James Comey. I wanted to put the two James together. It worked. No
Alliteration.
relation. What do you think about the fact that they got off and it basically is because of the things that I predicted? You cannot vindictively prosecute someone, and the fact that the people that did vindictively prosecute might find themselves in a bit of hot water.
Well, that's the legal system, as it were. So far, it seems as though the tit for tat, that's what we call it in the industry, of Trump versus James and Comey, political enemies. They went after him the first time. But, Trump has gotten a lot of legal wins. And I guess that got his legal team very overzealous in terms of, trying to do tit for tat. And the judges that are in place, either liberal or never Trumpers, are really pushing the issue that, hey, this is not cool. And that's the way the chips are falling. So Trump has wins, he's had losses, and he can't win them all.
Well, that's one way to frame it. So even though he was vindictively prosecuting these people or going for retribution or, to put it simply, revenge, I'm doing it to you because you did it to me. And that is what some legal scholars, which I am not, might call illegal. Are you sore as a MAGA fan, as a MAGA supporter, that this vindictive prosecution was unsuccessful?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little disappointed, to be honest with you. But then again, on this side of the fence, we try to put the facts over our feelings. But yes, James Comey and Tish James, for what I believe they did to the president over those few years, I think was wrong, and wasn't really based on anything. So, but like I said, he's had a lot of other legal wins, so more to come, especially when it comes to. We'll talk about it later, though.
Well, I want to examine the Letitia James case just a tad bit further.
Okay.
In that particular case, she did not do anything wrong. She could not have done anything wrong. The reason that our president, the President of the United States, has 34 felonies is because she presented the facts. Then a jury of his peers.
That's not the same case, Leo.
It kind of is the same. That's the case.
That's District Attorney Alvin Fatboy Bragg.
That did what?
The 34 counts are from his court case.
Oh.
Her court case was the nearly $500 million that she tried to get in his pocket, so that she knew that she had.
Tried?
That was
Okay,
excessive
right.
force.
Right. Oh, that's right. He's got so many cases against him. I get him confused. I so apologize. So, what she was in suit for was because he's a criminal, but she couldn't decide that he goes and pays the money. All she could do is, like Bragg, successfully present the facts. So, all Letitia James did, as Bragg did, was present the facts. She did not determine if he was guilty or not. She did not determine how much judgment would be levied against him. She didn't decide how much he would have to pay. She did none of these things. That's not what an attorney does, is it? What an attorney actually does is present the facts. So this vindictive prosecution, this revenge to get on Letitia James, isn't because she tried to get into his pockets. It's because she successfully presented a case against Donald Trump with enough facts successfully that the judge said, well, damn, if you did all that, well, you got to pay at least as much because, look at the facts. I want to say that going after her because she did her job successfully and presented the facts seems, dare I say, criminal. Are you upset at Letitia James because she successfully presented the facts? If not, what are you exactly angry about? What did she do that should incur the wrath of the executive branch and the MAGA base?
Well, her case, if I'm looking at the news here correctly, a month ago, the $500 million sum civil fraud fine was thrown out for the New York Court of Appeals. So Trump actually got a victory in that kind of scenario. What we're saying on this side is the lawfare to make sure this guy couldn't become president again, which failed miserably. That was so egregious when it became her. She ran for office on the point that she wanted to take down Donald Trump. That's when we, on this side, believe that it was deliberate, vindictive, and aggressive force against this man. However, again, just like he had his case thrown out with appeal, the judiciary is doing what it does. So right now, on to the next one. They're going to try to file again. And as you said, they failed. So he can't worry about Tish James. The only way to beat Tish James next year, hopefully, with what I'm working on, is to beat her at the ballot box, as they say. That's about it.
Well, the fact that she ran on trying to stop a criminal, and there are people that are against that, is unfortunate. The fact that we are in a country that 4 months later is forgotten that there are innocent people being rounded up by the president's private police and thrown in a prison camp surrounded by alligators is horrific. The fact that we're living in a country that is now talking about literally hanging people, that wants to bring back the noose, and the people that are trying to stop it are being looked at as the enemies, is the state of affairs. Letitia James did her job, running on trying to stop a criminal. She's an attorney. That's what she's supposed to do. But suppose if you're in support of said criminal, then she might look like the bad guy.
God.
So,
Quick question, Leo. Are we pinned up here?
We are.
Okay.
So you seem to be perfectly fine with the president being a criminal. Can you explain why vindictive prosecution against an attorney doing her job is okay, but being a criminal is not?
That's democracy, and that's exactly puts together my point I just ended with, is that Trump is going to have to beat her at the ballot box next year because she's up for re-election 2026. That's about it. And that's the reason he's in office, because he's a criminal. And that's why she's in office, because she in New York, a blue state, that she wanted to take down Trump if she won. And she did. And she's fulfilling her campaign promises. Two things you got to get both parties. They're both trying to deliver what they ran on.
I don't think so. Affordability is both.
That was an issue then.
Affordability was the issue that got Trump into office. Stop.
No, he didn't run on affordability. You got the liberals. That's a liberal term. Affordability is a liberal.
The term is liberal, but he ran on bringing prices down on day one. That's affordability. Let's be clear.
But that wasn't.
He ran on affordability.
That wasn't the campaign slogan, as it were. I understand what you're trying to say,
but that's what it was.
But he did run on the economy, yes. You should say he ran on the economy. That's about it. Affordability is what the Democratic Socialists, they're using right now.
You're trying to separate the term from the reality. The reality is affordability means being able to afford. Now, I'm not a dictionary, but basically means being able to afford the quality of life at a certain standard, which Donald Trump promised he would do by bringing prices down on day one, which was what he ran on and is failing at miserably, as you would say. But that's a separate subject. That's a very separate subject. This is about vindictive prosecution. And you're saying that she's fulfilling her campaign promises, he's fulfilling his campaign promises as far as his vindictive prosecution is concerned, which is he's trying to fight the rule of law. I'm going to not go after people for things that they really did. I'm just going to get them because they got me. And that's illegal in this country. That's illegal according to the Constitution. It's illegal even for
that's why her case on him was defeated by appeal. So it makes sense. Yes, we're going to be constitutionalists now. Yes.
I have to read that. I don't think it was actually defeated. I think that what they appealed was the amount. And they said the amount was egregious.
Yes. Right.
But she didn't, but Letitia James doesn't choose how much. The judge chooses how much. The prosecution, the attorney does not determine the amount of money. Only the judge can levy how much is going to be paid in a lawsuit. The attorney has nothing to, the attorney can make a suggestion, but the attorney, now I'm not a legal scholar, I'm not a legal anything, but in my limited access to knowledge that I have about the legal field, the lawyer doesn't determine how much. That's the judge's job. So going after Letitia James and claiming a victory over Letitia James about the amount is okay-ish, I guess. No, it's not, because she has nothing to do with that. That's not a win on Letitia James. The judge is the one who said how much. That's how that works. That's how it works. I promise. I'm not a legal scholar, but I promise 100%. I stake my reputation on it. Anyway, if you're enjoying the content, like, share, subscribe. We're live every Sunday, 9 p.m. Come on in, join us. You'll get more of this banter back and forth. You can join the conversation. And give your thoughts. We look forward to building this critical thinking community with you. Dion, any closing thoughts?
We are the media, so now are you. So please try to pay attention and spread the word.
Thanks, everybody. This is LC and Dion signing.